Hello Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot, rune, and oracle reading for the fourth quarter of 2025. So this reading will cover October, November, and December. The rune that's coming out for you to represent this time is called Manas, and it's coming out in reverse. This is the rune of mankind, and I'm going to keep it 100% real. This is why I love the runes. They do not sugarcoat. When Manas comes out in reverse, Pisces, it can show that there is a troubling person in your aura, in your energy. So you really want to listen to your intuition this quarter, and if anybody in your friend group, any of your coworkers, even your own romantic relationship, your family, if your intuition is trying to tell you that something is off here and that there's a lot of jealousy, envy, negative energy being sent your way, or they are purposefully trying to siphon your blessings, your light, you need to cut that person off or create vast distance so that way they're not doing that. I'm literally getting an image in my head of you, and you're just standing in this meadow, this field, and it's like your aura is made up of bright, iridescent source energy. And then someone else comes along and their aura is like gray, shadowy, black in some areas, like very shadowy. And they're attracted to your light, and they notice that when they enter into your sphere, you give them attention. You love them, you compliment them, you talk to them, you make them feel seen and important. And as you do that, you send them some of your light. And that sort of enters into their shadowy aura. And what happens is, naturally, some of those shadows are exchanged back into your aura, making your light less bright. And this person becomes addicted to that energy, and they want to strengthen that energy exchange. But the problem is, it muddies your light, it muddies your aura, and it brightens theirs. So it kind of puts you in this even spot, puts you on the same level. Okay? And it's not good for you. It's good for them. It's not good for you. Okay? That's what I'm seeing here. Now, who exactly is this person to you? I can't name that because this is a group reading, right? It'll look different for all of you. So you're going to have to listen to your own intuition here when it comes to who this person or these people are. This could be somebody that you're connected to. This could even be somebody you're not connected to anymore, but you keep randomly having dreams about them, or they keep popping up in your mind. Okay? Leave a comment down below. Who is this to you? The message here this quarter, it's going to be very important for you to fortify your aura. And just literally right now, imagine some golden light just pouring in from above and also coming up from Mother Earth and just forming this like egg shape around your aura, connecting. And it's just beautiful, golden, iridescent, sparkly, glimmery light. It protects your aura. And the intention of this energy is to allow beautiful people who are made up of light, good intentions, and all of that in and out freely from your aura, from your space. And it lets those blessings come into your energy, come into your space. But it does not allow shadowy energies from outside to enter into your aura, into your space. So just visualize that, and visualize any of that shadowy energy that was exchanged and put into your aura. Just imagine that like being sucked away, sucked out, and then returned back to Mother Earth, where it'll be transmuted and returned back into pure source energy. Okay? Imagine this process, like cleansing your aura, fortifying it with that shell. And it's very important that you set the intention that it's that shell around your aura still lets in positive, loving people and experiences. Okay, you don't want to overly protect your energy and then you get nothing. You know what I mean? So you want to remain open to flow in that regard, but protected from negative energy. Also, the best energetic protection, it's not even in visualization or smoke cleanses, sound cleanses. It's actually just in self-love. Spending time by yourself, pouring into you, okay? Making sure that your house is clean, your bills are paid, you have adequate sleep, okay? All of these things that go into self-love, that's the best energetic protection in my opinion, okay? And returning back to your own inner state of peace, because the thing is, your vibration attracts things that are vibrational matches. So it's like, if you just keep working on how do I put it? When you just keep working on yourself, like you really prioritize daily exercise, clean eating, meditation daily, or yoga or breath work or something like that, and you really create a great routine and structure for yourself, like self-care, self-love is on point, you will naturally, very naturally, be protected from those enemies, you know? And that's the thing with manas in reverse. It is literally like an enemy is nearby. Like somebody does not have good intentions for you. And sometimes it's not easily seen, you know? So I do readings for myself, right? There has been 2 times where manas came out in reverse for me. The first time was a few days before I got into a massive fight with someone in my family. And I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but this was somebody who has issues with rage. And after manas came out in reverse, this person, out of rage, tried to accuse me of something horrific that was not the case at all, okay? So that's example number 1. Example number 2, when this came out for me, was when I was in a relationship. And this rune kept coming out in reverse. I didn't understand it. I was with somebody who was actively lying and cheating on me. And I was ignoring every single red flag. I was ignoring everything my intuition was saying. And listen, as a medium, the signs are very loud, okay? I literally had paranormal activity trying to tell me. I had a dream that fairies were trying to tell me there was some negative entities attached to this person. Like, it is very loud. I was ignoring all of it, though, because, you know, that's what people do. But yeah, that rune came out in that situation as well. Just to give you an example as to why manas would come out in reverse. So this is coming out for your 4th quarter reading. It's very important that you listen to your intuition and you don't ignore any red flags at this time, okay? An enemy is nearby. They don't have to be, though. All right, so from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, you have the middle world in reverse. Now, the concept of the middle world is that there's 3 worlds. There's the lower world, the underworld, which is demonized in religion, which is so funny to me. I could go off on a whole nother tangent about that. But the lower world is actually where the greatest amount of healing takes place, because that's where human memory and earth memory is stored. So you go to the underworld to reclaim lost versions of yourself, past versions of yourself, seeing past lives, and where your dormant powers lie. That's all in the underworld. The middle world is where we are at, which is essentially a reflection of both the lower and upper realms and spirit, okay? Then the upper world is where ancestors and spirit guides, deities, things like that, ideas, concepts that are ready to be birthed into this reality take place. So essentially, it's like earth memory, things that have taken place, lower world. Ideas, things that are going to take place, upper world, okay? To put it as simply as possible. So when the middle world card comes out in reverse, there is some connection that is imbalanced within you. Think of yourself as a tree, right? It's very important to have strong roots, so that way you don't get blown over. And the roots there is groundedness, okay? For example, having an exercise routine, getting 3 square meals a day, getting enough sunlight, getting enough sleep, having a clean house, having a roof over your head, the very bare minimum basic things that ground us as human beings. And you know how people say, like, touch grass? Somebody would say that to someone who needs to work on the roots, okay? They need to visit that lower world, right? Because they're so, like, spiritual and mental and like up in these upper chakra areas that they are just very ungrounded. And I see this a lot in people who have like spiritual psychosis. They have such an overactive like upper chakra zone, but they're not grounded in their human physical form. And it creates so many problems, okay? So that could be one issue that you're dealing with. Another issue that you might be dealing with, and it's like, again, listen to your intuition when it comes to whichever one this is. It's the opposite, where you do have really deep roots. Your physical life is on point. You're very connected to the physical realm, but you don't really have those upper chakras activated. And we see this a lot in people who feel like they don't really have a direction in life, meaning or purpose. People who are very like pessimistic almost when it comes to nothing matters. You know, I recently met somebody like this actually. They were saying, you know, I don't vote because it doesn't matter. I don't try to stop people from being bad people because it doesn't matter. War existed for thousands of years and it'll continue to exist. Nothing I say makes a difference. That is a great example of having deep roots and your branches need work, you know? We need both of these things to be a functional and beautiful human being. So where is your imbalance lying at, Pisces? Do you need more groundedness? Has your schedule been insane and like you haven't been getting enough sleep or enough food, or just being very spotty when it comes to things like exercise and getting quality sleep? Or is it the opposite, where your life doesn't really feel to have as much meaning and it's all just physical, and you're needing to explore more of those upper chakra spiritual concepts and connect with different ideas in your head and just take action on it, just see where it leads you? Let me know down below in the comments. We have come to the edge. Wow, this came out for Sagittarius as well. This is talking about coming to the edge of your comfort zone and diving deep into the unknown. I think, Pisces, there are some pretty big ideas that have been swirling around in your head of things you want to do. For example, maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you want to get a new job. Maybe you want to... There's something here about ideas in your mind that need to come down into physical reality. So that may be where the imbalance lies. You have plenty of ideas up in this head of yours, you know, but the groundedness is lacking because you're not bringing them down into reality through your actions. Another example of this is like if you're trying to manifest and you're doing all the manifestation things, scripting, like saying things out loud, affirmations, vision boards, all of that, but you're not taking any actions towards those goals, those dreams. You know, that is another example of having far-reaching branches but no roots. And it's like, again, that tree's going to topple if you keep doing what you're doing. Okay, so Pisces, we're going to pull 9 cards, 3 rows of 3. And each row is going to loosely represent one of the months. And together, these cards will paint one big picture of the quarter. So diving into October, we have the Two of Pentacles upright. See, I view this Two of Pentacles as kind of like scraping by financially or physically, emotionally, like doing the bare minimum almost to just keep things balanced. But it's like, you know that you need to like create more prosperity very soon. We have the Moon in reverse. Yeah, this is that feeling of like, like being overwhelmed. And this might be what's stopping you from taking action on your goals and dreams, because you're getting too overwhelmed, looking too far ahead into the future, and you need to ground yourself right here in the middle world, the present moment, right? So it's like you may stop yourself from taking action towards your dreams because you're thinking about the next 40 steps that you need to take instead of just taking action on the one step that you know will make a difference right now. You know, and it's like time's going to pass by anyways. So don't get overwhelmed with how long something's going to take you or the challenges you'll reach in the future. I had this problem when I was learning a language. I was hearing people speak it fluently. I'm like, how am I ever going to get there? But what I really needed to do was focus on the vocab and the lessons and the things that I had to learn right then and there. And it's like time's going to pass by anyway. So it's like if I just take a little bit of time out of my day to learn this language, like I'll get there, you know? I don't need to worry myself with the millions of other steps. I just need to do something today that is going to improve my odds of getting there. Same thing with this YouTube channel. It's like it can be overwhelming to think of like what it goes into making hundreds of thousands, millions of subscribers. It's like I just need to make the improvements to the channel right here, right now, today that will get me there. We have the Fool coming out as well. So I actually really enjoy this. And look at how similar these cards are, guys. You see this? Wow. And I always view this Fool card as like when he jumps off of this cliff, it's going to birth him into a new reality. Because when I shamanic journey into the upper worlds, I view people there, like ancestors, higher selves, things like that, as in the upper worlds, right? And it's like when they want to be born physically onto this planet, for some reason it always presents itself as I'm shamanic journeying as them jumping off of a cliff. And so I think it's really funny that the Fool and this card, like there's a lot of symbolism of jumping off of that cliff and into the new life. Not telling you guys to jump off a cliff, that would be very stupid, right? Don't be dumb. But the moral of the story here is you're just getting started. You're birthing a idea into reality by just getting started and just taking action right here, right now. And I actually love this combination because the moon show in reverse shows that feeling of being overwhelmed. Like there's such a long journey ahead. How am I ever going to get through? And then we immediately go to the Fool, which is like, actually, you know what? I have an entire journey ahead of me, but I'm just trusting the universe, taking that leap of faith in the present moment. And that's what the Fool represents. It's the first card of the major arcana, and the major arcana is known as the Fool's journey, right? He's going to move through all of the major arcana cards, all of the teachers. He has a whole life ahead of him. But he's not worrying about that. He's just doing what feels right in the present moment. So I love that you are healing that mindset in October. Like you truly are getting into a better place and you're just spontaneously deciding to just do it. That's what I'm seeing. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to get started. Moving into November, the World. Wow. First off, the fact that you go from the Fool, which is card number 0, the first card, to the World, which is the last major arcana card, it's like 0 to 100 real quick. Wow. I want to see what comes out next to that. 9 of Cups in reverse. I am wondering if you getting started on a brand new idea and just doing it, I wonder if it'll take off very quickly, actually. And another thing I'm wondering here is like, you going out of your comfort zone to take that leap of faith into the unknown may give you the confidence to leave certain patterns, relationships, and issues in the past, you know, deciding to let go of anything that needs to be let go of. Next to that 9 of Cups in reverse, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. There is, yeah, Pisces, this is kind of crazy. 0 to 100 real quick. There is something that's moving forward with insane amount of speed. And I'm almost getting like a little red flag going off in the back of my mind here. Because the Knight of Swords in reverse, it's kind of a warning not to rush into anything too quickly. And we have to keep in mind, you had Manas come out in reverse, right? So do not rush into any relationships at this time. Do not, how do I put it? It's like, yes, take action on the ideas that feel right and aligned for you. But there's another message here of like, do not haphazardly dive into something new really quickly without a plan. Because that's the Knight of Swords in reverse. He doesn't have a plan. He's just going for it. So for example, if this is a person that you're like dating and they're like, oh, I don't really know what I want. But then it's like a very fast moving relationship. And like within weeks, you're planning to move in and get married and all of that. But there's like no conversation or intention of like, okay, but what's our lives going to actually look like? Like, what do we want our lives to look like? You know, that's kind of a good example of the Knight of Swords in reverse. Avoid rushing into things with insane speed because, let me tell you something. And actually going back to what I was saying earlier, my personal example, I'm not a Pisces, so this really doesn't apply to me. But like when that Manas rune came out for me in reverse, when I was dealing with a liar, cheater, stealer, we had a very similar story where we rushed very quickly into a life together. And that's why it was so easy for me to ignore red flags, because of the excitement, the romance of it all, right? So don't make the same mistakes, okay? That's what I would recommend. And sorry, my nose is so itchy, by the way. Yeah. Moving into December, you have the Tower. Things that are rushed into really quickly, oftentimes you don't build the strong foundation for it to last. 5 of Cups right next to that, Pisces. 10 of Cups upright. Pisces. Now, here's something that I am kind of picking up on. This is a really confusing reading because it feels like there's so many different things going on. Like one new thing could be starting while something else is ending. This message of rushing into something too soon without a real plan, this doesn't even have to just be something that you're just getting started on this quarter. Something that I'm seeing here actually for most of you, this was something that in the past you rushed into it too quickly, and now it's coming back to bite you in the butt. And for some of you, this could be years and years and years ago. Maybe, like, for example, you rushed into a relationship when you were a teenager, you immediately got married, had children, blah, 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 blah. And now there's issues because you're not compatible as adults. Or maybe you rushed into buying a home, renting a home that you couldn't afford, or you didn't wait until you really established yourself, and now it's coming back to bite you in the butt. Or something. Maybe you were like grieving, you were upset, you rushed into a relationship with somebody out of trauma, and now it's like, yeah, it was never built on a strong foundation, and it's sort of crumbling right now is what I'm seeing. But the interesting thing is that we also end the reading with the 10 of Cups as well. So while some areas of your life are crumbling from this Tower moment because it was rushed too quickly, you're simultaneously getting started on new ideas and a new life for yourself. And the message here is don't rush this time. Don't rush this time, Pisces, okay? And while those two things are happening, we also see your life with family is very happy. You know, your parents, siblings, children, whatever. It's like there's a lot of happiness there. So the moral of the story is there's just a lot going on this quarter for you, Pisces. This reading, there's like so many different things I could just individually unpack here. I think one big message with the 9 of Cups in reverse being the center of your spread is to just get a strong foundation for yourself as an individual before you try diving into any relationship or diving into any external sources of joy. Like, make sure you're happy by yourself. Take some time by yourself and don't immediately rush into some new distraction or some new coping mechanism. You know, it's like, let's take the time to actually resolve some of the problems in our life and actually find happiness for ourselves, okay? Thank you so much for joining me, Pisces. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this quarter ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you've not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there, shamanic life coaching sessions there, as well as my online tarot reading course, so check it out. And if you have not downloaded my free tarot guide ebook, download that now. Completely free guide to all of the tarot card meanings, both upright and in reverse, and in different types of readings, okay? Thank you guys. Bye.